Legend tells of a beast that has the power to entrance hunters from around the world. But only one can take down the New Zealand Red Stag. The Most Wanted list is brought to you by Browning and Coastal.
This week on the Most Wanted list, Jessie Jo is going to check off her #1 Most Wanted, a New Zealand Red Stag.
Let's do this.
Every hunter I know dreams of going to New Zealand and killing a red stag. New Zealand holds some of the hardest hunts in the world, and it's not because the hunt's that hard, but because of the terrain. The closest thing that we've done to this hunt is Hell's Canyon, and I'm not sure that it holds a candle to what New Zealand's gonna bring.
Ready, Eddie.
The girls and I are headed to Coastal so we can pick up supplies for our upcoming New Zealand hunt.
We need a lot of supplies. Whoa. All right, strategize. How do I even pack for a trip like this?
Brownie, there's nothing like last-minute shopping before a 2-week hunting trip across the world. We leave tomorrow, and we've still got lots to get in order to be prepared for our hunts.
There's an aisle over here.
Okay.
Wait, I think.
We'll just go this one.
Ooh, I love those.
I like these a lot.
Sold. Oh, they're so cute.
These are super freaking comfortable. Got my New Zealand boots, see? Evidently, when you go through customs in New Zealand, you can't have any dirt on your boots.
New Zealand has such a precious ecosystem that you can't even bring in dirt from another country.
Okay, ready?
Got 'em. Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Me too. Thankfully, we were able to get a whole new pair of boots and a bunch of other gear from Coastal.
Lots of stuff.
New Zealand, here we come.
I'm out the box.
Today's the day, and I've been counting down for months. We're finally on our way to New Zealand.
I've got my iPad and my snacks. I'm going to pass out on this plane.
Jess doesn't know how to put her eye guard on. I've never traveled internationally like this. I am so nervous and yet so excited.
I'm Lord of the Ring. Oh, man.
Our flight schedule is from Portland to Hawaii to Auckland to Christchurch.
We slept for 5 hours on the last plane, and now we're on this one for 9. 30 hours of travel is gonna be pretty intense. Where is it?
I know that I'm gonna go a little bit stir crazy.
Are we there yet?
Where is every?
After 21 hours of traveling and a really long layover, we're exhausted, but we're in New Zealand.
I'm Lord of the Ring.
How was that, Christy? Have I been run over by a Mack truck? Could I get a shower in here, please?
Hey. There is Hunter.
What's up?
Welcome to New Zealand.
Yay!
Hunter Dane is with New Zealand Horn and Antler Safaris, and he is going to be guiding us on our trip.
It's been a long day.
It's like, how was your flight?
Like 25 hours.
We met Hunter at an outdoor show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Scoop up your bags and hit the road. Y'all ready?
Yeah. Sounds good.
When Hunter proposed that we hunt with him in New Zealand Horn and Antler, we jumped at the opportunity.
And now it's time to head to Waimete, New Zealand for our first adventure. We get to Waimete, New Zealand, and we're sighting in to make sure our Browning rifles are on after that 30-hour journey.
Fire in the hole.
Yes.
Just over the bullseye.
We're making sure that everything is set because tomorrow morning is the first day of my red stag hunt.
Beautiful. She shoots like she just shot. We'll be just fine.
I'm sighted in and my Browning 30-06 is on. I'm ready to go after this red stag. All of a sudden, I look over the ridge and there they are.
Right there.
They're looking right over here. We don't want to bust them. The Most Wanted list is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. Coastal, just what the country needs. And by Browning Ammunition. Night Force. Rugged, reliable, repeatable. Browning trail cameras. You've got to see this. Bog Pod. Versatility defined, accuracy anywhere. And by Top Secret Deer Sense. Oxygen-free from collection to bottle. Quiet Cat. An electric bike company for today's progressive outdoorsman.
It's the first morning here in New Zealand, and today I get to go after my red stag. I've been looking forward to this for so long. I can't believe it's today.
Jessie Jo is ready to go. I can literally see hearts in her eyes. Jessie Jo didn't shoot any big game this year, so we really need to get her on a red stag. We get to the station, which is actually what they call the ranches here in New Zealand, and we're gonna get on the ATVs and start heading up the mountain.
There's so much country out here. You would never cover it all on foot. We make it to the top of the ridge and it is so gorgeous. I am completely cool with sitting up here and glassing for hours.
I cannot believe I'm in New Zealand. It is beautiful here. It's just too surreal.
There's one right there.
Finally, Hunter sees two nice stags across the canyon.
There's a big wide one I was looking for.
Got some heavy timber as well.
Seeing the stag is amazing. They're so majestic and I cannot believe how big their antlers are. And there's so much character.
They both look to be 350 plus.
These stags are so big. They are like an elk on steroids.
I would shoot that one. That's a sexy stag.
He's got good tops, he's great width, heavy timber.
Holy crap. I don't care which one she shoots, they're both shooters.
They're not in a good spot. They're in a jungle of matagari at the moment in the bottom of the ridge.
Is that the prickly bush?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're not very forgiving. They give you little New Zealand kisses.
He's worth it.
We still have daylight. We ought to try to get a little bit closer, get up above him where we have the wind in our face,
Okay.
downwind from him, and we can kind of coax him to walk out of that gully and all that matagari.
We all take off down this mountain and we're hoping to see the stag on the next ridge over.
I'm pretty sure this is the one. I'm super excited. I've never seen these in person. I cannot wait.
It's gonna take our time because these sheep spook. Cows spook. They nap off and the stag sees it, he's gone as well. So just gonna meander along the top.
Hunter wants us to stay back so we don't all spook the stag going down the mountain.
So we're sitting here waiting, and Hunter just stepped over the ridge to see if the stag is on the other side. Hopefully he's just driving, and hopefully we don't spook him off. If he's down at the bottom, then it's gonna make kind of an ugly shot. So we're just trying to see where he's at and kind of go from there. What's the word?
I hope they can't see us right now. Right over this ridge. We go up to him. You're gonna be shooting down like this. That's no good. We'll try to get him to the saddle right there, so maybe on a slight angle. Okay. On me. We don't want to get too because then they'll be able to see us, but we don't want to get too low because they can see us then too.
Okay.
We found the two stag that we're after, and Hunter and I are gonna go down the ridge and see if we can get a shot.
Jessie's headed off to go try to shoot her stag right now. It's right below us, and so they're trying to get an angled shot at it. There's two stags. We're stuck here waiting. Yeah, there's two stags.
It is so hard to just sit here and wait for a shot.
They're getting further and further away, and this is starting to stress me out.
We get down here and we have completely lost sight of them. I'm not sure where they went. There's not really a lot of places to go. We're trying to be sneaky and we're trying to be cautious, but I need to see what's over this ridge because he could be right below us. It's the only place that he could be.
Right there. You see it?
All of a sudden, I look over the ridge and there they are. But they're bedded down in the matagari bush.
The stag are not in a great shooting spot for Jessie. So they're trying to get to a spot where they can make a shot on it. So, because it's steep. I mean, if he goes downhill, that's gonna suck.
I can't see him anymore, and it's literally taking everything I have to stay back.
It's almost dark. We do not want to keep pushing these stag further into the timber, so Hunter and I are deciding that it's best to turn around and come back in the morning and hope that this is where they camp out.
All of a sudden, I see Jesse and Hunter headed back our way. I didn't hear a gunshot, so I don't know what happened.
Oh my God, he was right there. They're feeding, so we'd just be chasing him further and further. We didn't spook him, so should be there in the morning.
We're losing light, but they know where the stag are. We're gonna let them bed down and come back in the morning.
To be that close to one and not get a shot, but they'll be there tomorrow. It's only day one, so I'm still excited.
This could be a little tricky. All of a sudden, we see the stags.
They're right there on that ridge. They're looking right over here.
It's day 2 in New Zealand, and we're checking a New Zealand Red Stag off of Jesse Joe's most wanted list. We're headed out to the station to hop on the ATVs and go after that stag.
Oh my God.
We're hoping, fingers crossed, touch wood, that we can just nip over this gutter where we've seen the stag, hoping they're still there and bedded up, and sneak in and get in position and have one on the ground by lunchtime. Failing that, we're gonna be doing some walking.
Let's go get some stags.
It's the second morning of my stag hunt, and our plan is to go back in the same draw that we left those stag in last night and pray that they're still there.
I need to walk to the right side of these cows. Ease them down here. They should be right down in this gutter. I'm thinking they're right down in here. If not, it'll be in the next one. I think they're in here.
Hunter sneaks up ahead of us a bit to check out the draw below us. And he ends up spotting the herd down in the canyon.
The wind has completely changed. We're gonna have to gain a little bit of elevations in hopes that the stag are right in the bottom of this gully. The wind will just kind of go right up over them. Fingers crossed they don't smell us.
This could be a little tricky. The wind's gonna go right up over the top of these stags, so hopefully they don't wind us and bust out of the bottom of this canyon.
We thought the stag was on the other side of the ridge, and we've went over before now and still can't find him. He's in here somewhere. It might take a little bit longer than we thought.
All we can do is just keep meandering down, looking in the gutter.
Hunter decides that it's probably a good idea that the rest of us stay behind. He's gonna go off a little bit further and see what he can find. All of a sudden, we see the stags.
They're right there on that ridge. I see them. They're right there. Pull the stags that we're looking at to shoot. Don't move, guys. They're looking right over here. Like, we don't want to bust them. Let them just kind of calm down a minute. They're leaving now, and I'm not really sure what our plan of attack is. We're waiting for Hunter, so.
The stags moved off the ridge that we were on and over around the other side of the ridge.
Hunter, they were right there.
I know, were y'all up?
No.
Y'all were down. Well, no, they were bedded right here below us.
Hunter finally makes it back up to us. Now it's a new game plan.
We're gonna do the New Zealand butt slide. They're only 424 yards away at the moment, but I'd like to cut at least 200 yards.
The only possibility of getting closer to this stag is going to be by butt crawling and belly crawling, a good 400 yards. We drop back in on the other side of the ridge, and relatively quickly, we spot the stag.
394. I'd like to cut 150. Get down there and at least put us at like 290. And then we'll just sit and hopefully them jokers will just walk right up to us. If he looks up at us, we gotta sit still. But if they see us, they're gonna be gone.
We cannot afford to blow these stag out again, so Christy and Jess and I are gonna split up. I'm gonna go off with Hunter and see if we can get a little bit closer. I have never put a stalk on an animal that was directly in front of me and facing me like this. This is gonna get interesting.
You're looking down in that gutter where all that mattock area gets really thick. Blending in really good because he's in the shade.
Hunter thinks that it's going to be really hard to get a shot off at this angle, so we need to get a little bit closer and see if we can switch things up.
We have no idea what's going on. The anticipation is killing me.
There is matagari bush everywhere, not to mention the spear grass. We set up to try to take the shot one time,
I want to be shot.
but the angle is just still not good enough.
All right, I'm gonna push the envelope and we're gonna try and slide a little bit closer. Come this far. We're gonna make it. He's facing that way now, so we gotta be careful. Very, 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 very quiet.
We still need to go about another 100 yards. This is going to be a hard stalk. They are 100% facing us, down below us, feeding.
The Most Wanted list is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. Coastal, just what the country needs. Cowgirl Up, it's not a choice, it's a lifestyle. And by Scent Defense, the all-in-one technology that kills human odor and attracts deer naturally. The Caldwell Lead Sled DFT, no recoil, no flinch, no excuses. And by Plano Field Locker, on the money. Browning Ammunition. And by Record Rack, serious nutrition.
Hey guys, it's Jess and Jessie Joe, and thank you for watching The Most Wanted list.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
It's day 2 here in New Zealand, and we are on the hunt for Jessie Joe's Red Stag.
Jesse and Hunter have been sneaking down the side of this mountain, which is pretty impressive because it's in plain sight of the stag that they're going after. Both poles are down in this canyon, and I mean canyon.
Finally, there's this little trail where I'm pretty sure that I can set up and take a shot.
Just see what you feel like there. Look through your scope, darling, and start your breathing. Tighten it up into the shoulder. Make sure you're good and steady. Top your safety off. Take 3 deep breaths. Wait for that antler to get out of the way. Focus on your heartbeat. Wait for him to turn his head. Don't want to hit those antlers.
I can see him in my scope, and I just need to wait for him to move his antler, and it seems like it's taking forever. Finally, he moves his antler. I'm ready to take my shot.
Nice, easy breath. Take a deep breath, darling, and just remember to squeeze that trigger. Let it surprise you. You okay?
Just staring at it for that moment.
No worries.
If I just walked in here and took the shot, I probably wouldn't be nervous, but this sitting and waiting while seeing him in my scope stuff is killing me.
Remember, pick a spot that you want to hit. Focus really hard. Reload, reload. You hit him, reload. Put another one in him, darling. Take a deep breath. Reload. Take a deep breath. There he is. There he is.
Oh, he's down. Yes! He's rolling down the hill. Oh my God.
That's so cool.
I am watching in my binos. She knocks him down.
He's not moving. Whew!
Nervous I've ever been.
You got a little western there for a minute. Them jokers, they soak up some bullets.
That's awesome.
Jessie, my little studette, nice shot.
That's a mollywhopper of a stag, darling. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Nice guiding.
Oh, no worries.
That was a stalk. That was a stalk. Goodness gracious, I think we probably crawled half a mile on her butt. Gosh.
Worst wedgie of my life.
Oh, I know how it is, yeah.
We've got a lot of bags to carry, but Chrissy and I are running down this hill to meet up with Jessie.
Now it's time to head over and find the beast.
I cannot wait to see the stag up close. They are so impressive.
I see stuff! Oh dear God. He is every bit as beautiful as I thought that he would be.
What'd you find?
Just the stags.
Wow. Congratulations, Jesse. That's awesome.
I know Jesse's always saying, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous of Christy's stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, I am jealous of Jesse's stag.
Look at that heavy timber. Gosh. Nice polished tip. He was a stud, a fighter. He's got chipped one right there. And
The mass on this stag is out of this world. He is huge.
he's every bit of 355. I'd put him closer to 360 though.
I cannot believe how huge he is. It's like grabbing a tree trunk.
Well done, girls.
To be able to sneak down the hill on the same side as like them being able to see you guys with 3
Standing there
people,
watching,
that's
right?
pretty legit. You did a
That is
pretty
slick.
legit job.
Hunter Dane is an amazing guide. I've been around a lot of guides, and I've gotta say, he is one of the best.
I just got my first stag. I've never even seen one in person before, never been to New Zealand. I've never stalked an animal like that in my life and may not ever again. This was the coolest hunt. It couldn't be better.
High five for the power team.
Yeah.
The sliders.
The slider.
That wasn't a slider, but...
Coming all the way to New Zealand with my 2 best friends and getting to harvest a red stag, that's insane. I cannot even believe it. This is a dream come true. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to top this.
It's only our second day, and Jessie Jo just checked her #1 item off her most wanted list, a New Zealand Red Stag. The most wanted list is sponsored to you by...
Found something.
Don't look at me like that. I'll punch you in the face. We're locked in.
Weak.
Stupid. I can't do this today. My brain is not here. Now Hunter's got to deal with us for 2 more hunts. Stay tuned.